Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. We are once again using the Honda CBR Fireblade 1000 Triple R, I think I got that right. But this time we're going to be here in Donington Park for 20 consistent laps. So I started this one off with wanting to have a bit of fun with the AI. Start at the back of the grid and just slowly work our way through it, gently moving through the pack, putting in a few overtakes here and there. And then maybe I'll start absolutely going for it. But up on the inside for the old hairpin for turn 4. Beautifully done. As we now go to the change of direction. I've just realised that's Johnny Glamour behind us. Absolute blast to the past to when we started with the DrAce content as we sneak it up on the inside to the cleans corner. Beautifully done for turn 7 as we go up into 7th place. Beautifully done at this stage of the Grand Prix. But now into Coppice for turn 8 as we have Paul O'Connor ahead of us. And once again, I don't think I mentioned, but this is Donington Park, but this is Donington National, so it's not going to be quite as long as the GP circuit. As Paul O'Connor, getting way out of shape, just sends him into oblivion. That was ridiculous. Tiago Aguilar just got launched into oblivion. You really can't script what's going to happen in Ride 4 with AI. Paul O'Connor, in fact, Isabel Maze, I don't know how to pronounce that, my apologies, went so early on the brakes there. I almost slammed into the back of her. The AI needs a bit of work, doesn't it? But anyway, making do with what we've got. I'm going to try and get round this change of direction here. They go significantly too slow here for me. I'm getting super close to the rear of the Suzuki, trying to go round the outside. Bravery as we go into turn 7. Jacques Murray ahead of us, the South African. We're going to be trying to have a bit of a pop the second we have an opportunity. Maybe on the long straight here we could have a little bit of a nibble of Jacques ahead of us. It's another Honda actually, so shout out to the Honda brethren. But firm on the brakes well before the rumble strip. A lot of rear brake as well. Into Goddard for the change of direction. Nice and tight to the apex as we bring on the power in a very controlled fashion. Across the line, and that is the 104.734. We'll be definitely getting into the 103s. I did a 30 lap race here a couple of days ago, but I kind of messed up because the time went too quick and it went too dark, and I didn't particularly like that video, so I ended up deleting it and then doing this one. But my time was a 103 flat, I think. Didn't quite get into the 102s, but we were close. So I know I can do a lot better than that, and chasing Julio Pescia and David Pekkanen, I'm pretty convinced we'll have a good opportunity of putting in some very strong lap times. So the Spaniard ahead of us on board the Ducati will probably yield the position as we go into Goddard. So we'd like to have a nice lunge, possibly go around the outside. Of course, a staple on the DrAce channel going around the outside, so hopefully we can make that lunge. So here we go then. Let's try it. Round the outside of the Ducati, into the right-hand side for Goddard. Oh, a bit of a mess there. Almost. Oh, my goodness, the AI. Stops dead in the middle of the circuit. What am I going to do? Oh, well. Unfortunately, we didn't quite go as planned. But we still have plenty of laps to pull out a funky manoeuvre. So, Jacques Murray, either do you want to be the next victim, or will it be David Pekkanen when we chase up to the finish rider? So of course guys, if you are enjoying the content so far, be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing as well. Now would be a great time to do so, as we've got many laps to come. And I think we will really see the development of this race. Because yes, I've done a couple of laps here a couple of days ago, but I'm still not 100% with Ride 4. It's been a while since I really sunk in my teeth and really went for it with the lap times. I'm hoping today won't yield any mistakes, because I really don't like making errors and crashing. No, well, to be honest, neither does anyone else. But I'm keen to see how we get on, and I do recommend subscribing, because I think you're going to see the evolution in this video and even videos yet to come. And of course, guys, if you really want to see a specific bike or track, let me know in the comments section down below. I'm always happy to acknowledge those and try and accommodate where I can. Anyway, back to business. 5 laps in, David Pekkanen leading the way. A 1.4 second advantage, which is dwindling extremely quickly. Very tight to the apex if I can. Didn't quite get it for the Carina curves, but for the right-hander, a little bit deep into the old hairpin as well. Not my best riding yet. I'm keen to start putting in the 103s. I'll start to feel more proud and confident as we go through this one. But now into McLean's for turn 7. Very difficult corner to get right. One of those corners, especially this one as well into Coppice, that it has you second guessing no matter how many times you've done it. I always have that little bit of just tentativeness about going into Coppice. Don't want to run it in too deep. I don't want to brake too early and touch the apex. Got to get it just right. And speaking of just right, the entry into Goddard's were fantastic. We carried so much speed, we clattered into the back of that one. Absolutely smashing into the finish rider, which puts us into a 103.901. That lap time could have been so much more, but I guess doesn't really matter. We've got the lead, and now it's time to pull the trigger. Pull the pin on this grenade that is DrAce. It's about to blast away from the AI behind. Already into the first sector, 19.3. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that because on the M1000RR, that's the bike I've used the most around the Donington National Circuit, I can usually get around an 18-second sector time for the first one. If I can get into that 18-second, then I know it's going to be a very strong lap. 102s are what I'm capable of doing with the M1000RR. Not going to reach that high with this one, but I'm keen to see what the potential is of this fantastic Honda. Now, I did the Honda a few days ago, and I think a lot of you have seen that video regarding the affinity level for the bikes. Now, a couple of comments in there was discussing the best way to get the affinity level, or so you get the points for the affinity level, but none of them really seem fun. Doing the Daytona for 30 laps in the row in that speedway circuit, I would rather not be doing that. I'd rather be racing, maybe online, or doing something amazing like here in Donington Park. So I think I'm going to try and use this one for my track to get the affinity levels up. I really don't want to do the speedway thing, but apparently that is the best and quickest way to get the affinity level up, and I'm hoping by the end of this video I will have the achievement for this particular Honda, and then my pursuit of the final 6 or 7 achievements will well and truly be on. But the disappointing fact is that some of the bikes that I'm yet to use for the achievements aren't particularly great. There's some interesting choices, and there's some bikes I'm probably not particularly looking forward to using, so put that in the back of my mind for now, because across the line we go. It is... oh, I thought that'd be an improvement. Actually, it wasn't. It was half a second down compared to the previous lap time, which was a 103.6 flat. Pretty strong lap time, if I do say so myself, but not quite there yet. 102s are the goal. I would really love to get into the 102s, and that change of direction from Hollywood into the old crane of curves, and then into the old hairpin as we get that step closer to the 18-second mark. This is looking quite promising. So into the left-hand side once more. Starkey's Bridge onwards all the way up to McLean's here for turn 7. So we'll then bring on the power. A little bit too tight to the rumble strip. You don't want to start bouncing the rear tyre on there because you will lose time. 0.2 of a second up. Trending for a 103.4. It's a pretty solid lap time. And against the AI that really don't stand a chance, we should be okay. And I don't want to make any mistakes in this one. I really don't. But if we do, we now have an advantage which probably won't even matter if we crash. We could probably crash twice, but across the line, only a 64,000 of a second advantage there. Felt like we could go a lot quicker. We lost a little bit of time on the straight, perhaps, as Johnny Glamour just flashed up on the screen. 7th place is JG89. But now as we approach, my goodness, almost 50% of this race is completed already. Only just started recording this one, at least it feels like it. Another very close to 18-second sector as we bring on the power. It's just gone 26 degrees here in Donington Park. I think I chose the medium tyres. I don't believe I changed them. It was one of those ones I just wanted to try this, and then I thought last second, let's record the video, why not? So I didn't really choose the tyres. I just sort of went for whatever was available, and of course the game does default to medium tyres, so the likelihood of us being on mediums is very, very high. Now into the right hand side for Goddard's. Beautiful entry into the 9th corner. Decent exit as well. Caught up a little bit upon the rumble strip, but bringing on the power and getting across the line. It is a 103.471. The fastest lap of the race so far, and the AI will not match that. The AI will not get close to that. I would probably imagine they're doing 105s. I wouldn't believe they would do a 104. There might even be some 106s in there, because you see 12th place is pretty far behind. As it's again another low 19 second into the first sector. Always has my attention. That first sector going into the old hairpin. What sector time have I got? That's how I can really tell. But look at David Peckin in second place on board the Suzuki there. Pretty solid job for the man who is trying their best in the 120% difficulty AI race. Bring on the power. Getting very close to the grass there. I do really enjoy that about bike games, especially, is just lifting the bike up just enough to get that perfect line at the corner, like you would do in real life, as you gradually lean the bike up to a natural position. I think Ride 4 captures that very well, and with the use of the tuck-in button as well, it does feel quite natural to lift the bike up to a more natural position. I do like that very much in Ride 4. Bit of an off-topic thing for you there, but still felt it was necessary to bring up. And of course, with a 20-lap race where we're just pretty much going to dominate, there isn't really that much for me to commentate on, so just keeping you guys entertained and pretty much myself entertained with the commentary in the booth today. So into turn 6 and then into turn 7, I'm going to try and get for a tighter apex. I think that's what's required for turn 7. Once again, going a little bit too deep and a little bit gentle upon the brakes here for Coppice. We aren't going to be beating our lap times with braking like that. As far as electronics go, I think anti-wheelie was on 1, traction control was on 1 as well, and engine brake was on 2. Engine brake 2 is always my preferred amount for Ride 4. Excuse me, the voice quivered a little bit there. Unfortunately, you're still got a bit of a sore throat. Don't know when this chest infection is going to actually disappear completely, but a small tickle in my throat every now and again is certainly not ideal. I heard me coughing a lot in the stream for the BSB Championship recently, of course, so still struggling with that so far. Doing my best not to cough. But regarding the BSB Championship, of course, we have Cadwell Park coming up. Once again, close to the 18 seconds in the first sector. Keep an eye on that. If we get to the 18 seconds, you know it's going to be a belting lap. So that's why I'm so eager to get that within that first split. I must digress about that first split. I think it's becoming an obsession into that first sector of Donington Park National. But anyway, back to what I want to discuss. Cadwell Park approaching rapidly for the DrAce BSB Championship. That is our last round of the normal point standings. Upon the completion of Cadwell, we will be entering the showdown. So from round 6 to round 7, the showdown points will have a separate point tally, and then finally for the final round in Brands Hatch, it will be a completely different point schedule again. 35 points up for a win for that one, so it's going to get pretty tense for the DrAce BSB Championship, so I implore you to arrive at 8 PM GMT on Monday, the 13th of February 2023, to watch round 4. As we go into... No, I mustn't mention it. I was just about to mention how close we were for the for an improvement into that first split, but we must stick on to the subject of mentioning Cadwell Park, because I'm very much looking forward to this one. Of course, the championship is heating up. We've got some very talented riders. The top 3 are certainly kicking backside, and it's going to be another fierce battle for another victory. But I'm actually getting back into Ride 4 quite a lot now. Doing these laps and having fun with Ride 4 is certainly inspiring me to get involved with the races again. So I'm thinking of maybe doing a separate stream as well, where I can actually race with you guys once again. Doing the commentary is by far my biggest love in YouTube. I love doing the commentary for these races. I think they're fantastic. Love doing it. So it's a pleasure, and it's also a great chance for me to hone my skills, because I've still got a lot of learning to do to make things interesting and also to keep things informative as well. So it's a great adventure for me. But most importantly, I would like to mention that I would like to race with you guys again, because I kind of missed that. It was really fun doing the streams where we just pick a random bike and have fun and make some great clips. So thinking of possibly streaming again on Sundays, probably a bit earlier, maybe earlier on in the day. And then of course Mondays will be the stream dedicated to the DrAce BSB Championship. It probably would mean that there would be less videos, but 2 streams rather than 1. I guess we'll do a poll at some point, but just let me know and keep me in the loop on what you guys want to see from my channel. But now into Goddard's. We've neglected the actual race for this one so far, since we're just so far ahead. But let's pay attention now to a good couple of laps on board the Honda. The tyre situation is still looking mega, not a problem at all. 47% of the front, pretty relaxed and calm in the brakes the majority of the time, and the more I play MotoGP or Superbike and I come back to Ride 4, I find I'm very, very gentle with the brakes. Doesn't necessarily make me quicker, but it does conserve the front tyre, so a little bit of a benefit here and there. But I do like being quite gentle and just gradually bringing the bike to a stop rather than just slamming on the anchors and hoping for the best. It doesn't ever really work out well for you when such braking techniques are applied. But the gap is 18 seconds ahead of David Pekkanen. Little bit wide for the Coppice corner. Actually not too bad. As long as we don't touch the rumble strip there, I'm quite happy as we line the bike up nice and gently. And we'll then go very firm on the brakes for the right hand side for Goddard's for the 16th? Yeah, no, 15th time of asking. I should read closer on the screen there. But across the line we will go. It is not an improvement, but a deviation of about 0.3 of a second. This is a minor thing, but it's just proven to me that Ride 5, if it comes out this year or whenever, has to have some sort of tally of your lap times on the screen. 1,000 of a second in the first split, not too bad really. Like we have in MotoGP, like we have in Superbike, it's good to know what lap times you're running. And I think in Ride 4 that would be critical, and especially for the championships and things like that. We've got to see more details about the riders and more information of what they're using. I want to know what traction control they're running, electronics they're using, etc. And I also want to know what tyres they've chosen. It's very bland and vague when you're looking online, so well, when using the race director mode, of course, which we're using for our championship, it'd be keen to see just for our own use as well. But, oh, a little bit tight to the apex of the Goddard's corner there. It's a bit of a mistake. But we will cross the line. It's not going to improve. No, it certainly isn't. But it is once again a consistent lap time. Just churning out the lap times with glee here in Donington. This is just a pleasure. Just churning out, having great lap times and staying consistent is just really fun. Oh, a little bit slower there into the first sector. That's not so great. Disappointed with that performance actually for sector 1. But we can try and claw it back as we go into the right hand side, keeping it nice and tight. That's a much better line for McLean's. You can see the exit looked more natural, and aiming for that was really given us an advantage there. We've pulled back that time that we lost into the first split. Very promising lap this could be. Is this an improvement to the 103.336? Hard on the brakes will go. Quick change of direction for Goddard's. That's a little bit deep. Probably lost a bit too much time there. But we will charge down the straight and across the line. It is not an improvement. Didn't expect to be losing that much time. Just not really getting the lap times we want. I want that 102, but it's just being held off from us at this point. So once again, into the Craner curves, we'll bring over to the right, down by 1/10. And just noticing as well that the temperature has increased. Well, will that affect our tyres? I don't think it will with that much percentage, and of course this much race remaining, but it's something to pay attention to nonetheless. I'd be remiss of me not to mention it, so there you go. I've mentioned it, so now you know. It also went a little bit cloudy then, I don't know if you noticed that, but it's gone a little bit sunnier again, so there's a chance that the temperature could increase once again. Still would like to have a little bit of a surprise rain attack in Ride 4. I've had it happen to me once before, but I've never had it since. And I didn't record that video, like an absolute fool. I didn't record it. So I would like a little bit of a surprise. But across the line, oh no, it's a 104. Oh no, my streak. Brilliant performance up to this point, and then all of a sudden, towards the end of the race, a 104. Are you kidding, DrAce? That subscribe that I said, so go ahead, unsubscribe, because that is a disappointment. Can we redeem it by going into the first corner? We can't. The first split is again a disappointment. And 19.4 seconds. On this penultimate lap, we've got to dig down deep here. I don't want to end in a disaster, but I also don't want to end it flat. Giving a random 104 lap time will certainly not end on a high for us viewers and me for the commentary. So let's see what we can produce with just one more lap remaining. This is it. Firm on the brakes will go for the right hand side. Into Goddard's, keep it too wide. not how we would have wanted it, but still we might set ourselves up for a good position from Redgate onwards. So here we go then. This is another 104. We can't finish on a 104. Do not let that happen. For the final lap here today in Ride 4 here in Donington National, we've got to do better. So into the right hand side, keep pushing on as we get that change of direction from turn 2 to turn 3. Firm on the brakes will go now. It's a 19.2. That is matched our best time. How many times we've been close to that sector time? Every single time we've been just closer and closer and closer. Unbelievable. Now into the right hand side for McLean's. It's just approaching 1:45. So we bring on the power. Brake nice and early for Coppice. It's not an improvement, but if we get back into the 103s, I'll be a happy man. Bring on the power for the final time of today's video. I do hope you enjoyed, and we will see what lap time we're going to get. Into the right hand side. That's a great entry to Goddard's. Bring on the power. Get close to the rumble strip, but not necessarily on it. Bring the power on. Is it going to be enough across the line? It didn't look like it was. Fastest lap is still a 103.336. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I do hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you quite like this longer version of the videos rather than the shorter ones. And I guess that's it from me. So guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and consider becoming a member for exclusive emojis and priority comments. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.